Hi guys, this is Ari from TechShare. Today I have planned to record a couple of videos, and the, the topic is going to be Sitecore ZSS. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will guys show you the step to create a Sitecore ZSS application from the scratch efficiently, and how you're going to add different components, things like that. And also I'm going to integrate uh, other Sitecore application in this application, for example Sitecore Send or Sitecore Personalise or this kind of thing. So it's going to be very interesting. So I'm thinking to make a couple of videos. This is going to be the very first video, sort of intro video. Let me show you guys what I did so far. So I have created a very small application. So you can see here the application is running here. So I have, let me cancel this one first. So I'm going to run the application in JSS connected mode. I will think that you guys already know what is connected mode, what is disconnected mode, and you guys have some idea about Sitecore JSS application already, because this is not going to be very basic, but I would say intermediate kind of knowledge you need. All right. So before jumping into the main details, let me tell you what I did. So normally when you create a Sitecore JSS application, then you'll see the application coming here under this content as a site like this sorry, it's a site, but yeah, here the app appears. But what we are doing here is we are following the SX headless. So we have created a headless tenant here, and we've created a small application here, headless app. All right. So if you right click here, then you'll see there's an option called headless site. So we have created that on here. And then when we created the JSS application, we did the JSS setup. So that's why you will see all the data is here. So we have created the path. This is my Sitecore instance 10.3, and then API key, deployment secret, and things like that. So I have added all those different things here. But I did not, very important thing, I did not deploy the config. So you can see here the configuration sitting under this Sitecore config. So I have this one here and this one here, but this is not deployed. Now the question might arise that why I did not deploy, then how Sitecore will recognize? Well, if you use Sitecore JSS headless, then you don't need to worry about it, because the Sitecore headless SX headless, sorry, has that ability to detect. So what you need to do is all those settings, site settings and everything that you normally do through the configuration, you can do this through the item. So here in the headless app, when I created the site by right clicking here in this tenant and headless site, then in the settings you have all the details that you need. So for example, you need to put everything. You will see GraphQL endpoint, then very importantly, so most of them you will get out of the box, but the very important settings you will find here. So all, you know, settings like your server side rendering is in endpoint, you need to use this one, because this is where my local application or rendering host is running in my local. So this is what I am using. This is what I am doing, deployment secret as well. So this is where you need that configuration to put, but here you can straight away use this deployment secret in the item. And all the information that you need, like the site related information, you can basically go here and you can put all these different thing here, like your host and Vercel, things like that. This is a restart item, and everything, if everything works, then what you can do is you can go here and check the layout service. If the layout service works, means basically you can you are ready to go. So here so you can see the layout service is working. 1 second, let me use the other one. So I have the site called SC site is SC site is headless app. I guess headless app. Sorry, it's not headless app. It's a headless dash app. Sorry, my bad. So if you go here and check, then if that comes, means you are ready to go. Your configuration is done correctly. Then you don't need to deploy the config, but you just need to do through the normal. So for example, initially you can definitely use the Sitecore JSS deploy app command with your include your dictionary and also the placeholder and things like that. But later on, the process is if you create a component, you will deploy the component. That's all. This is the way I have created this one. So here, if you see, I have already added couple of components. So very basic thing. I'll obviously details. I'll give you all the details step by step, but what we have so far is let me go and open my application in my experience editor. So if you could not or cannot open your application in experience editor, then please check this thingy. These two settings especially very important is this server side rendering endpoint and this one. Now very important thing, still you might not get it open through the experience editor. So just open your sort of very important thing here to note. If you are not using REST but using GraphQL, then you might not get it opened through experience editor. Just keep that in mind. So layout and dictionary fetching mechanism must be maintained through REST. That's the way you will get everything working in the experience editor, which is very important. Now in the experience editor, if I open this one, then you will see my application skeleton here. So I have created a bunch of different components. So I'm going to show you that as a sort of beginning. And also I have also used the Vercel. So if you go the Vercel here, then you will see that I have sort of the project here inside the Vercel. So this is a headless app, and then you will see this headless app is already hosted here. So if I go here, um, this is running in the Vercel as well. So if I deploy, if I push any changes, then the deployment will happen automatically in the Vercel. So I'll also show you how could you do that in your application as well. But at this moment, if you open this application and settings, then you will see there are some configuration like so for example, in the environment variable, you will see there's things like your JSS editing secret Sitecore API can also import Sitecore API host. And Sitecore API host is important because I am using the ng-rock, because look, your application is running in local. The Sitecore is running in local, right? But we need that Sitecore running or sort of exposed outer world, and that we can achieve through the ng-rock. And I already have ng-rock installed. It is not installed, you just need to download it, and that's all. And ng-rock is something nowadays you really need it, so I would recommend you guys please use ng-rock and do certain things like tunneling your, you can expose your thing. So I already have a let me find that command here. I'm pretty sure it is somewhere sitting. um, oh, this is the one. So what I'm doing here is this is my SC ono3 SC dev local is my Sitecore instance. So I am basically exposing this instance to the outer world through the ng-rock. So ng-rock will give me the URL, and which is definitely accessible through the outer world to my local instance. And we are going to use this instance in my Vercel, because Vercel use the so when you publish, then the build happens inside the Vercel, and when the application builds, Vercel use your Sitecore host and gather all those items and information, and it basically cache inside the file system as a sort of process we call is server side rendering, sorry, static site generation. So that is the process the follow, and you need to provide this one, and this is the one. So I'm going to use this one here. So let me update this one, save it, and ideally you should keep that thing opening, right? So if it is there, and now if I now for example go Vercel and trigger, sorry, not trigger, if I now go and open this one, I need to say visit. So it uses basically, there are some little caching, obviously it is coming from the server, but it's still not coming here, means basically it's still using the local cache. Let me use the production on and see if there is any help in here. So it takes some time, so just the other thing we could do is we can go in the deployment and we can say, hey, let's do a redeploy, and then what will happen is it will redeploy, and once it will deploy, then I'll show you that one as well. So let me use this one here, right? And you will see once the build happens, then it will come, the request will come here, and it will basically grab the items, and you will see the request coming here. So it is still building, things like that, but I haven't done any push, so it is just using that this is the registering all those different components, so it is using the Sitecore typical build system. All right, it's taking some time. I don't mind about this one, and then I'll show you how could we see this is coming here. So now you can see here Sitecore API graph is, so they are basically these two requests coming from this build system when they created this SSG. And now since this is done, see if I now open this visit, then you will see the site is, this image is now coming. Initially that was not coming because because of not connecting correctly. Anyway, now what we need to do is I'll show you guys what I have in the component as a sort of beginning of our first video. So let me go in my local, so I'm not using my tunnel, I'm using my right sort of local instance URL. And now let me refresh this one first, and then yeah, so make sure your connected application is running. That's where your basically this application uses your rendering host. This is running localhost 3000 port and getting the application inside this experience editor. Now what I need to do, I need to select the main placeholder, and then here I'm going to add something. So you see here I have had bunch of different components. So what I am going to do here, I am going to use the job feature job container, and hero banner is already there, that image, job details. I don't know why it is happening like this. Is there a bug in Sitecore? You guys let me know. Job listing, latest job, main component, search results. So I have created those different components. I'll show you guys how could you do that, but step by step. So feature job container is something like this. So I've selected this one here, and then you can see we already have some data source set. You can create a data source, you can select that existing one that I have used before. So I'm going to use this business job container, global feature job container, all job. Okay, let me use this global feature job container, I guess. And now we can see here in the, as soon as you land in the job container doesn't have anything, but it contains your featured job, we say. So this featured job you can basically change anytime. You can say this is not featured job, this is basically my latest job, or this is my amazing job, whatever you tell, that is up to you. This is the magic of sort of Sitecore, that you can basically do anything that you like. And now you have this placeholder here inside the container. This is the magical thing. You add, and you can see here a feature job container can basically give you the feature job as a sort of component. And now you can create your different job component or rendering here. I'm going to use this already on created. All right, so see here, since the data is already there, it is coming very nicely here. Now let me add another one. So for adding, you need to first go this feature job placeholder, and for example I'm adding here, and this time I'm gonna create a new one, say job, feature job, anything, IT dash 001. This is just the name that you want to use here, and it is here, but as soon as you save it, then the alignment will be correct. But I don't know why it is going down initially, but once you select now, then you can put a different things, a lot of different details here. So for example, the heading, the title, description. The title, I can say um, business business IT, a sample job I just created, company Deloitte, or maybe Sitecore, location Melbourne, job type permanent, job ID 100, whatever you like, and then you can save it, and that way you'll be able to go and customize each of them. So this is your container, and in the container you have your thingy, and the main magic here is, so you can actually add another section here, and you can say that is your latest job, that is your featured job, that is your software engineering job, that is your, I mean, you can use as many ways as you want. So a heading is customizable, everything is customizable. So very fine, very fine. And then the other container I'm gonna use here is, if I now go the main section and add another sort of, in the main container I'm going to use another one called maybe latest job. A latest job is a different thing. You can see here, as soon as I land here, and then what I'm giving here, you need to see. So I'm using the heading and then top result 5. So the ideal thing is I'm not going one by one for latest job, but what I'm doing is in the latest job container I am using a template ID. That basically means, well, I mean, you could not, you don't necessarily use template ID. This is too technical for the content author. What else we could do is we could use a drop list or a tree or a drop item or a sort of thing, so that they can basically go and select a particular template. Template means through where you are actually creating the job, and we need the 5 result of your latest job. So you have hundreds of job, it will return you the top 5. You can even go down and you can add a lot of other customization, but this is how I did. I mean, look, I mean, this is a test project, right? So I can do different things. And now the idea here is, though, that I need to apply the personalization. I need to apply the Sitecore Send so that people can get the notification through Sitecore Send, and then subscribe their interest, kind of thing. So that's there. So it's already saved. So if I now go, even if I now go to localhost 3000, then you will also see that, because they are connected mode. And you will see the data is coming, even though the image is not coming, because image is pointed to Sitecore instance, and it is not here accessible. But uh, the the site which is hosted here, this will work. There won't be any issue for this. Even though you see here they are not coming here, it will take some time, and then it will come. See here, now they're coming in the production as well. So they are all configured, they are all working correctly. Now What else? So if I now go and show you guys what else we have here in terms of the feature, then I'll go and I'll show you guys. So I have this home page where you can basically customize, configure different sections, show different things. And then I also have this job page. So if you go the job page, then they're basically same. If I go in the edit mode, then you will see there are very few things that you could customize here. So for example, this is the hero banner, and hero banner is built in a way that you can give heading, hero title, and image is customizable. So this is the new hero image I added, and this container is a job listing, and job listing coming. So the job listing means it will be lazy loaded, and it will add all the job as a sort of descending order of your date. So the ideal approach would be definitely through the search or Solar. The data will come through there. So that's why you don't need to go and configure each of the job here. So that would be automatically coming. All right, then I think that's all for today. But the next video, what I'll do is I'll explain all the details, and I'll keep continue with this one, maybe a couple of videos. Till then, have a good night, good day, bye bye.